Hello friends, I'm back yet again. And where I'm at here is I'm on my, technically I guess my main account. And what I have done is I have completed a 2-week comeback bonus that finished today. So these are some of the rewards that you get from the comeback. So you get a blossom, some scrolls, some JP stuff, some pots, some burst pots, and a little bit of a rainbow orb and stuff like that. So in my mind, this is a little bit equal to about a week of daily login stuff. And let me see. So yeah, forget all that. And this is the biggest advantage of doing the 2-week comeback reward. I will head into the banners right after this, but the first thing I want to highlight and showcase is we go to the Guild, right? Because today is the first day of the Guild weekend, being a Saturday. And I'm going to go to, which team was it? Okay, so just a little random team that I'm just using for gaining some XP. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do 20 skip tickets, right? So that cost me 240 energy because it's half energy. And I got about 1.4 million XP and about 10,000 JP per 20 tickets, right? And then if we look at it, says times 5 because it's times 5 drops. So on 20 runs, I got 65 XL, 40 large, and a bunch of other small ones. But the XL ones are obviously worth the most. And if we do another run, let's see. Right? So let's see how many I get this time. But I have calculated that the average is around 60, 65. I have seen like 75. And yeah, I guess I got most of my XP, but you can kind of get a feel for just how much. Okay, so there we got a little bit less, 45. So you can get a feel for just how much gil you do get from doing this, right? So that was about what, 8 or 9 refills or something, about 900 energy. And just through refills, and because you can also do this, right? You can spend Visior, like for example, if I were to do it times 5, I'm getting 197 times 5, and I will end up doing this. But this is, you know, if you do it 10 times, it costs 750 Viz, and that's about 2,000 energy. So let's say the average is about 60, and you can do 22 times 20 skip tickets. That's about 1,300 XL gill snappers, right? And each XL gill snapper is like what, like 10,000? So that's about 1.3 mil without the bonus, and with the bonus, that's about 2 mil, right? And that's not even really that doesn't really count all the energy that you can get, because, you know, I started off with 900 energy, yada yada yada, and you also get some free energy from there, and then you can do this 3 different days. And so I'm estimating about between, you know, I guess around 7 million total 7 million total gil, right? Which right now I have about 1.2 million or something like this, right? I don't know if I'm accurate in the numbers. I think I am. So that would take me from like 1 mil to all the way close to like 9 mil. In all I really did was AFK 2 weeks. And then you also get some other stuff like the free SSR pull. This is from the collaboration. and you get a total of 10 collaboration pulls. And the other advantage, which I will show right after this, is with okay, we're just gonna skip it because who cares, is you get extra shards from the hard quests, right? So I'll just do that very quickly. But when you do the hard quests, okay, so what it's gonna show here, I have access to 20 missions. So what I've, okay, no, I need to select one more. So that's 10. Okay, I need to pop some refills. So that is 10. And we'll skip it all. And each individual mission is gonna give 5 shards, right? So 5 shards times 20 is basically 100 shards. And the reason why it's 100 is because there's a $10 pack that gives you double this. It also gives 3 additional Wayfarer clears, which is fine. So each one gives 5, and this is for 8 days, essentially 8 separate, farms of this. So what that's gonna give me is a bunch of shards for all these units, and that essentially equals, give or take, buying some of those 200 shard packs. That's borderline what it gives. So in total, that's more or less the entire point for me of doing the 2-week comeback bonus, is to accelerate the gil farm like tremendously, more than you could ever farm regularly, because times 5 plus an additional half energy off is essentially times 10 drops. That's more or less the way that I see it. You're getting 10 times. So instead of getting like 100,000, I'm getting like 1,000,000 plus, right? But since it's so juicy, I'm even gonna spend a little bit of Visior to accelerate that even more, to get even more energy off and farm even more gil, because it is so worth it because of this thing, right? Which is gonna give shards for the units, the vision cards, and a lot of extra goodies along the way. But mainly for the vision card shards, the unit shards, the MR shards, all of that has value, because MR shards can be turned into UR transcendent mind spheres. UR shards, oh, very nice. If I pull off, my vision card luck is stellar, but my unit luck not so stellar. On this account, I haven't pulled either of the 2 units. So that's no bueno, because I have enough medals to pity 1 unit, and I have this card maxed actually. Enough medals to pity 1 unit, and I would like to pull 1 unit so I can pity the other, and then I'll just build them like that. I might invest like maybe 16,000 in shards or something just to get them worked out. This is the other thing that comes with the 2-week. You get a free UR pull, and then you get 2 1K, basically for 1,000 viz you can get a UR VC and then another UR unit. Now you don't get the vision stars for this, right? So it's not as good as it should be. If you did get vision stars, that would be way better. But it is still an opportunity to maybe get lucky with a new unit that you don't have, and maybe get a vision card that you don't have. This is going to be the vision card pull. It can be worth it. If you skip it, I believe that there's about a month. Oh, okay, cool. 2 vision cards. There's about a month delay So if you do like the 2-week comeback bonus back to back, I noticed this on global, that banner actually doesn't disappear, it just kind of stays where you left it. Alright, so just some shards for Brachiosaur. Some shards for Ifrit. Well, that wasn't too awful, but certainly wasn't amazing, right? If it was like a Holo Vision card I didn't have yet, that would have been much better. And I will just do this pull, you know, just because I'm here. Might as well get it out of the way. It's a gold book. It's 2 units. Alright, so, you know, for 1,000, 2 UR units. Of course, only regular pool. But, alright, so Engelbert shards. And again, if this gave Vision Stars, this would be a much better pull. But it does not. All it gives would be like anything like converted shard wise, right? So the Mog medals that you get once they're above 99. But whatever. I'm not gonna sit here and cry about it. It is what it is. These are the 2 kind of so for example, I believe this is a select, you know. I could select a unit here. I think the only one I would like is maybe Alaya, but I don't know if I'll do this. Here is a shard pack where you pick shards. This one is a one-time deal. These 2 are one-time deals. You do it once, they're gone for good. And what we're gonna do is just a couple more pulls. So obviously this Vision card just came out, and I'm obviously not gonna get it here. Would have been nice though. This Vision card is pretty interesting, but I don't know how much I like it. It features Greatsword, Spear, and Black Mage, right? But it's a magical scaling card. The main slot attribute is gonna be what's it called? Distance barrier for physical attacks. The second slot, I forget what it is, but it's like third slot is AoE res. So it's a pretty decent card if you're building a Black Mage team, I think, because this is only really an ideal card for a Black Mage. But Black Mage and Spear, you know, that's not really a good duo. Black Mage and Greatsword hasn't really ever been a thing. But I will do some Sorel, the Holy Knight, and just tempt my luck. Okay, well, my luck has been tempted on the first pull, and it's been a downer. Okay, no URs so far. Oh, there's my UR. Alright. Card I already had, but more shards. Whatever. The Venera card. I think I'm close to getting that maxed now. I might just do this entire 4-step just to ooh, man, I am the Vision card master. I'm telling you guys, me and my Vision cards get along great. I was hoping for good luck because I didn't really get lucky with FF14 online. I've still got 9 more 10 pulls to go, 9 more 10 shots. But the event ends in like 12 days, so you never really know. If I do get it, I'll probably just work on both units. Okay, this is it. This is Sorel, right? It's 11-11 right now, and I did a pull, and it's a UR unit at the top, right? So this has to be the new unit. A bunch of transforms, walkout. Ildirer, yikes. Dang, Ildira. Why you do me like that? I don't mind doing the 4-step for units, but beyond the 4-step, I don't really want to take it any further for regular pool units, because I'd rather collect the shards and just leave it for like a future, you know, guaranteed UR stuff and just maybe get lucky. Of course, it feels bad to leave units, you know, halfway to pity. But I think it's a better, it's a better long-term investment to just spend, you know, 13,500 or something, 13,000. Just, you know, get shards. You get mind spheres and shards for the unit. If you don't get it, you know, whenever you do get it, it'll be much easier to build out, slow build. Okay, this is it, right? That one UR unit on 1111, it was Ildira. Alright, well, a couple more steps. The investment for, like, just doing the 4-step, I think is not that bad. A vision card. God dang. And, yeah. So, that's pretty much all I really wanted to show today. Freezies. I don't think I have that maxed yet. So I'll take that. Well, we're on step 3 out of 4. So 2 more shots. Then I think you do get some, what's it called? You do get a couple of free tickets. Dang. I didn't pull Garusa. I didn't pull Rain on the 4 steps. And now I'm gonna bust on Sorel as well, most likely. This is probably just the... Yeah. So, feels pretty bad. And I think we have the anniversary coming in like 2 months, right? In about 2 months. That's not that bad. You know, I've been doing these, the pay tickets for the units. Just to, I guess, as an homage to the global days where these were hot. These were a fan favorite. So I'll do it for this unit, just, why not, right? I did it for the 214 units and failed miserably. And we'll do it for this unit too. Just to fail miserably, right? Why not fail miserably on all of our 300 paid tickets? Because that's more or less how these things go nowadays. So, last pull. And then I guess I'm just going to call it. And just go back to, oh man, that was a brown book too? With a vision card. Alright, that's an insta-skip. Thanks for the... What is this, Lilith? Yikes. I would have almost been better off to just do the other thing. Where is it? This thing here. But I think I'm gonna pass on that. And that's basically... Oh, okay, no, I do have 3 more of these, because when your first comeback, you get a bingo board that gives you 3 extra tickets along with some other stuff. I think there's like a 2000 Visior in there and stuff like that. Oh man, I'm just in love with vision cards today. So that's your first time bonus. It doesn't repeat, unfortunately. If it did repeat, that would make, you know, it even better, because you would get an additional 2000, right? But I assumed that it wouldn't repeat. UR, at least it was a UR. I'm pretty sure these as well don't give vision stars. Okay, you know what? I've had it with these vision cards. So, no Sorel, no FF14, but it is what it is. I guess I got a new card that's probably one of the most unused cards in the game. One of the very early job-based cards that had like some, you know, pretty, I guess, like really underwhelming set of stats with like elemental chain res and stuff like that. Some stats that really never were heavily heavily appreciated. So at this point, I did do this banner, and what I noticed from doing this banner, right? So you guarantee yourself the card, but you get no Mog medals for doing this, right? If you were to do this, you get Mog medals for this. So I don't know why they set it up like this, right? Because you could guarantee yourself a card by doing this. Over here, there's no guarantee, right? There's something like, I think there's a 25% step up where you get a 10% chance. But you get medals for doing this, right? But, you know, this is so much more straightforward. You spend 10,000, you at least guarantee yourself the card. And you do get 25 shards, but you don't get any Mog medals, which would just, you know, it saves you from having to buy more shards. Like, it saves you about 2,500 in shards. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of how they organized these vision cards. It would have been nice if they just made these much easier to acquire, because you can theoretically do this 5 times, right? So you could pick up the legacies, you know, the light card, both light cards if you really wanted to, but I don't know anymore. And yeah, so they've been doing tickets, right, for the FF14. I actually found these to be quite decent. I'll do a skip, but I did find these to be quite decent on some of my other 100 pulls. You see, I just got 50 basically Mind Spheres, and then another 15, and that might be it. But 65 Mind Spheres for some of these tickets, so it's actually not bad. And all of these extra Mind Spheres, you know, would ideally go towards the other units that you are building, the new FF14 units, which I don't have yet on this account. But it is what it is. And last thing I'll show is Balam Garden. You know, we're at 25 out of 30. We've seen some drop off, some people like retiring from WOTV JP. It's, yeah, it is a little bit brutal at this point. But, you know, it's fine, right? Oh, damn, I have this selected? Okay. Yeah, we'll just go with that. It is brutal playing this game, especially if you started fresh and you don't have like this bank of Visior that I've got from buying my account on G2G, right? Yeah. Farming all of your Viz is very brutal. They really make it like, you know, they really incentivize you to spend. And I talked about this before, but spending on JP is definitely not as good as it was on Global, where Global we not only had discounted packs, we also had like some pretty decent, like cheaper packs, right? Some $10 packs. We had the daily bonus, which you don't have in JP. So if we look at the special shop really quickly, like there's essentially nothing going on in the special shop. You have this bundle, but it's pretty much god awful, right? Like, what are you getting out of this? Like 100 overlights, I don't really care about that. You know, skip tickets, really, that's nothing. SR eggs, that's really nothing. You know, silver XP cubes and 30 of the burst bots, that's really nothing. I believe the one on Global would give like 250 burst pots, right? So that's like one unit L beat out. This is like, you know, like a 7th or a 5th of that. You know, it's really, really bad. And then you get 10 of these Chocobo tickets, probably like, you know, arguably the thing that makes, you know, kind of makes sense. And then like, what other packs do you have to buy it, right? I think the one that I was buying is this one. You know, for the same price, you could just, you get all of that, or you get 80 scrolls, right? Like, I don't know, bro. I'm not a big, like, look at this one, 60 and 80, right? Like, these are just, these are really, really bad. And then the large packs are just more of the same, right? Where, you know, you get a little bit more shard value, and then all you're really getting out of it is what, like, let me show you the purchase bonus, right? The purchase bonus is actually better than the purchases, which might be like one of the ways that they, you know, get you to be interested in this stuff. But like, look, you can get 7 of these, you know, that's not terrible. One of these are XL fucking magicites, which you don't really need at this point. You know, one of these, I don't really need that. You know, this is not bad, but again, you know, more scrolls. Like you see, I have so many scrolls right now. And then blossoms, right? I have a lot of blossoms. These are the black potions, or the any potion. So it's, yeah, making purchases on JP, and right, and then they have the web shop, but the web shop really isn't. Yeah, the web shop is really more, I think, whale territory, where they have these huge bundles that are worth like, I think, like $200 and stuff like that. I think they even had a 20,000 yen one, which is something like, I think, $400, and they just give you the unit. I don't know. I didn't even look at that stuff, because I was just like, forget that. I'm not spending a whole bunch of money on the game. Like, I'm at Royal rank 6, and that's from doing like small purchases, because, like, you know, it's actually not hard to hit 6, right? But then reaching 6 to 7, you know, that's gonna be what this is. Let me see. So 1,000 of paid viz is about $20. So $20 times, so yeah, this is about $400 to get Royal rank 7, right? Yeah, and then Royal rank 8 is probably double that. You know, maybe if this game sticks around for like two years, maybe I'll get there eventually. The last thing they added that was not bad is you see, this is the bingo board you get for well, every time you do the comeback, this bingo board is here, but if you've cleared it, you've cleared it. And then this is the FF14, so I already actually have all the mind spheres I could ever need. This is the other bingo board they did for the missions. I don't know what this is about, like CP, but this is kind of, I guess, the current, I guess, side event that we're going on with. But yeah, so I'm just gonna leave it at that, and that's all I wanted to show. What I will do is I'll do another video next week, and I will show the progress of how much gil I have saved up, just to kind of get a feel for how much total gil. I think I started off at about 1.3 mil, so I already spent some energy here and there. I need to max this card, but that'll be you know, that should go up to like around 5, and then with the monthly shop bonus, that should be around 7 or 8, maybe 8.5. So that is gonna be it, good boys. You know, I still am curious about if anybody is still interested in playing JP. There's obviously a couple of guilds around. Shout out to Vision Seekers, and to Cayenne, and to Balaam Garden. Those are the only 3 guilds that I'm aware of that are on JP with kind of some strength behind them, like 20 odd players. I think each one of us are at about 25, and we've lost some players here, you know, going like after the actual global ended. And yeah, I do wonder if like, for example, if people knew, okay, like, yeah, okay, WOTV is gonna be around for another 2 or 3 years, would more people be interested, or is everybody, you know, thinking like, all right, this is kind of it, this is gonna be the last year, 2025, and in 2026, you know, that's gonna be it for WOTV, right? We'll see. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. If you did watch, peace out, stay safe, love you guys.